Or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, so we'll call this meeting adjourned or. I got on the end of, I did want to just mention, we did see something from Jim. I don't know if you guys saw that, Jack, so I don't know if everyone knows what that's all about. Just want to talk about that real quick. We had a pretty bad fall. Yeah, ice went up to measure, or not measure, take a picture of the logos. That are on the things. Wanted to go take a picture, new sticker or whatever they call them. Put on the
Ice inlay for Hannaford's.
and had a pretty good fall. And broke his hip. So I don't expect to see him for a while.
Is it multiple fractures?
I don't know about that. I don't know if Bernie's coming today.
I talked to him last Thursday and he was getting out of the hospital and they're moving him over to the. Maybe I'll make a visit to him then.
Bernie told me Saturday.
Bring him a whiskey or something.
Something went wrong and he's back in, had to do it again. So I guess it's better for you to get the fall. At his age,
Yeah, he at least did not hit his head. Yeah.
Yes.
He landed on it's hard. They sent us the live barn camera picked it up.
Oh, really?
So
I figured
that's one video I did not watch.
I thought maybe it's happened outside the rink, but I said he shouldn't have been on the ice and then.
No, he was on the ice taking his picture. So, thoughts are with Jim. Yeah, she's the best. Okay, so we start this off. First item up is just approval of the November 12th minutes that Sue sent out to us. Very detailed, appreciate that, Sue. You weren't have any issues with them? Thank you. Make the motion, so okay, perfect, great. So next item up, we have Tracy Lewis with us. Thanks for joining us, Tracy.
Thanks for inviting.
It's great timing for the first time, as I mentioned to you, I think in my email, first time ever I was around for this time of year for Thanksgiving. We got back a day early because of the lights up on the building. So anyway, attended the Christmas spectacular downtown. And then the craft fair I got to go to, and both were excellent. So thank you for everything you do on those. And would love to talk to you about the craft fair and how it went.
Okay. Yeah, it was really good. We set up Friday afternoon. A bunch of them came in Friday afternoon. Saturday morning was a little crazy. I had a 19-year-old vendor have a seizure in the basement and nailed his head on the floor. So it was before the doors opened, and he got taken to the hospital and he's okay. He was back on Sunday. He was being supervised. But that was pretty scary. I just remember I'm on the phone with 911 or something and Tom comes around and I'm just like, but yeah, he's fine. The fire department was here pretty quick, so that was good. But then the doors opened and I talked to several vendors that Saturday was their best Saturday in history.
Yep.
So I was pretty shocked by the amount of attendance Saturday brought. Sunday was a slower day, but not an awful day. I think the weather had, I was getting notifications and, weather advisory. But the feedback that I've received from everybody was it was a great event and we get to come back next year.
Yep. I think I got there Sunday even kind of later, 11 o'clock or something. And everyone I talked to was very happy with it. As they had a great day on Saturday, very busy. Sales were good, so people were spending money there.
Yeah.
And everyone I talked to was very happy with how it was going. So
yeah, and I've talked to businesses down on Main Street and they didn't see huge sales on Saturday, which was Small Business Saturday.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure if people left here and went downtown but didn't shop or how. They said it was busier, but it wasn't their normal Small Business Saturday. So I was, in some ways I'm upset that it wasn't good for the businesses downtown, but happy that it went good for the vendors.
And those normally on the same day or
Mhm,
and last year it was
totally
more
fine.
successful?
The economy is a little different this year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it had anything to do with there's like 3 other craft fairs.
No, that's typically how it is. There's always one at the Labor Hall. There wasn't one at the Elks, on Small Business Saturday. It was the weekend before. There was one at the Canadian Club, but that's, typically I think what they do is go from one to another, at least some of them. Um, but yeah, the crafters were excited. They were happy. Um, I had a bunch of new ones this year, so maybe 25 or 30 that didn't come back from last year. A couple have retired. Um, some had gotten some illnesses that they couldn't come for. So, um, but I still have a waiting list. I was able to fill every single spot, and I still have a waiting list. So,
Yeah,
um,
good. It was jam packed. I mean, upstairs floor was busy, downstairs was full.
mhm.
Is that typical?
Yep.
About the same amount of people?
Yep, yep.
And you don't really track the numbers to know how many visitors.
One of my vendors said, 52 to 5,500. I don't know how they know, but okay.
Yeah, they've been doing it for a while. They
It's
got
not
it down.
about having a turnstile and people say you keep track to see how many, before we could get used one or something. I don't know, always be nice to know the numbers.
Fish and Game does, is they charge mission. Very Fish and
Yeah,
Game
but
Club
they
does.
still won't tell us the numbers.
Oh, they get big numbers. We find out.
I was thinking if I hand out like little raffle tickets, I could, if I handed out raffle tickets throughout the weekend, then I could figure out based on the number of tickets I hand out.
I think it's nice to have a guesstimate on, or an idea of what you guys do, which is great. So.
It was
Saturday,
full.
Yeah.
it was packed.
On Saturday.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Midday, it was full. You couldn't move through the.
Right, when I got here, I thought I was amazed how many people, I mean, it was later in the day on Sunday and I got parking lot was full. I was surprised at that. And then I got in here and I thought it was pretty busy. And then people were just saying, no, yeah, Saturday was packed.
Yeah, and there were people that came in on Saturday and then I saw several of them. I'm like, oh, back for more? Well, I saw something yesterday and it was too busy, so they come back on Sunday to when it's quieter.
Saturday, they were parking out behind the BOR.
Yep.
They were parking 3 wide.
We're getting close to having to move people so we could take the Zamboni out and dump it between
Yeah.
the sheets.
Do people at all, say the price, their sales, like, I mean, did anybody complain saying they didn't cost, the booth is too much, that they won't come back, so their sales don't?
There's probably a couple, that would say that. Um, but I don't get that feedback a lot. I think, there are vendors that have the higher price point items, and if they sell 3 or 4 items, they're fine. Where, other vendors, they're bringing in thousands of dollars. I talked to one girl that was on the main floor, and this was her second time, and she said a good day at any craft fair, she'll bring in about 2,000, and she had 5,500 in sales on Saturday.
Wow. Yeah, I was impressed by the talent of the vendors. I mean, there were some really nice things there.
So Wi-Fi and everything were good.
It got a little slow Saturday afternoon, but I figured that would be the case. But everything else went great. It was. I think at one point I went out and talked to Tom about putting some sand down in the parking lot Saturday morning because it's
Saturday morning was a little slick.
a little slick, but
DPW came right up and took care of it.
Good. Any other comments on the facilities? Everything worked well for you on that? The layout was good.
Yeah. I think I've got the layout down now. Like I think it's a good floor plan.
Her layout is the template I'm sending out to people.
I didn't charge her
Because
for
her
it.
aisles are all the correct width. The fire marshal likes that layout.
Yeah.
So we're all in compliance.
When you first started, you just had the first floor, right? Now you're in the
No,
basement.
it was, yeah.
I thought you had the first floor and that was it, the first time.
No, Would I take it over in 22? I think I had 109 vendors. I think, when I did the new floor plan last year, the year before, it's 117 spots.
Yes, yes, good.
I had a new food vendor this year. Taste Vermont did it the last couple of years. She couldn't do it this year, so Tasty Bites did it. I think she underestimated the size of
The demand.
the demand on Saturday, and she came back up Sunday, had it all figured out, so she's excited to come back next year.
Good. That's good for her though.
Yeah.
Well, it's an impressive event and, really appreciate you kind of resurrecting it because it was kind of dead for a little bit there.
And I
they
think
upped
like
it.
the vendors that we have, I've gone to other craft fairs, and like I was visiting my daughter up in Maine, and we decided to go to a craft fair, and our vendors are pretty, like there are some amazing crafters that come here, and we're very lucky that
Yes.
they.
Yes, I was very impressed with that. Very impressed with that. Yeah, it's quite an event. I'm impressed. Frank, how you doing?
Is this just once a year or?
Yeah.
Yeah. Is there any interest in doing it like opposite on the calendar in the summer months or something? Just curious,
Um,
in addition to this, obviously.
I don't have the bandwidth to do it a second time.
That's fair.
I think because it's been a staple event, like, the Crafters Guild did it for 39 years before I took it over, and I've done it for 4. So, almost 45 years. People know that it's happening, people come to that, I think.
Right before Christmas too.
Yeah,
Right,
it
right.
really is what they do their Christmas shopping. I did jump up advertising this year. Usually I do radio, newspaper, Facebook. I put it on CAX this year as well, so. Yeah.
Is there a difference, just trivial, but between people that are upstairs and downstairs, are they the same rates for everyone or? Do the people downstairs ever mention that they don't get the traffic or does the traffic find
Yes,
its way?
they do, but then I'll talk to one vendor that says they don't get the traffic, but then I'll talk to another vendor that says it was their best Saturday ever, when they're a row.
Yep.
A row away
Yep.
from each other. I don't typically have to put signs up. I put signs up anyway.
Yep. Yeah, I was
Just
wondering.
to appease people, but when I go downstairs, especially on Saturday, it's harder to move around downstairs than it is upstairs.
Yeah, good. Yeah, it was busy when I was there on Sunday, so it was good to see. But yeah, very talented people. Thank you very much for putting that on. Anyone got any other questions for Tracy?
Who's in charge of taking care of the trees on Main Street?
The lighted,
Well, yeah, the lighted trees and the trees themselves.
Jeff used to have a couple, arborist or something like that, yes.
Yeah, we had Foxfire came in, did probably 3/4 of them this.
It's a good know, right?
Foxfire Tree Service
Yeah.
came in and pruned up.
Yeah.
Probably 3/4 of them this fall,
Spring.
this summer and fall.
Well, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
How about the weeds around them and the racks that are,
Oh, yeah, you mean on Main Street?
Yeah.
Okay, on Main Street.
yeah, on Main Street, I'm sorry.
so around the trees this year, we, instead of doing flowers in the downtown, because I couldn't get businesses to water them and keep them alive. So I said that I wasn't gonna do flowers. We put, mat down around all the trees and put, mulch down to try to keep the weeding, because it has taken over some summers, and trying to help facilities, putting that stay mat down, and I think some of them went okay. There was others that there was still weeds coming up.
And some had weeds that high.
Yeah.
I mean, so, I mean, you're, would normally be in charge of that?
No,
Oh. Anybody?
it's a city.
City?
DPW.
Okay, I mean, to me, as a very partnership, I mean, that's a reflection on the downtown.
Mhm.
If you got weeds very high, or you got racks that are on the trees that are falling over or something.
We did
And
talk.
You did clean them up in the springtime, I agree, and it
Mhm.
looked great. And then as the year went on, I know budget problems and busy and so on and so forth or whatever, but to me, it's a big reflection on the downtown, which that's part of the Berry Partnership or
Mhm.
whatever. So I don't know what can be done next year or whatever to improve the situation.
We did talk at, the mayor and the city councilors had a little listening session the couple days before Thanksgiving. And, one of the business owners had taken the cobblestones out around the tree and, planted some I wouldn't even say they were flowers, they were more like plants. And, we've talked about, having businesses adopt the tree out in front of them, their business, and doing the same for next summer, so it is possibly in the works.
If I was a business on Main Street, anything in front of my store is a reflection on my store,
Mhm.
all the way to the curb and you name it. So I mean, I would think that's a good idea if you can do it.
Yeah, that's what we're hoping for. We'll try to do a work day. It's hard to get the business owners, cause they are very busy, but we'll see what we can do.
The other question was the Christmas lights on the poles. Are they, it seems like there's a lot of them out, or the last I saw. Is there a problem?
Yeah, I think
Your volunteers put them up.
my volunteers put them up and then, I think someone was gonna go through. I know that there was about 20 of them that didn't work last year, and so I don't know if the electricians were called.
I don't know anything about it.
I had an email to, Nicholas and I had gone back and forth
Again,
about it.
Again, a reflection on Main Street for shipping. I'm familiar with putting up the lights because that's why this arm is straightened out. When it was in the season, we put them up. A long time ago. But I would suggest that somehow, if you can get them lit this year, that'd be great. Something should be done, in my opinion, to make it look better.
Yeah, do you think the downtown, there's been more effort last few years of making it look good, and I do think it looks pretty good, but
City Hall Park, it's really nice.
just keep
The park was
improving
great.
on that.
I agree with that. The park is great.
Yep. All right, well, Tracy, thank you. You're welcome to stick around if you want. You're welcome to take off whenever you're first for you. As far as there's any communication, we also have Jack Barre, the Berlin rec guy coming in, rec coordinator coming in around 9 o'clock, so we'll do a little time for him. At that point, moving on.
Yeah, he sent me the plan for their rec center. He's gonna bring in a paper copy, so. Yeah, we just sent it this morning. I didn't get a chance to print it out.
Yep.
But anyway, he'll talk about that.
Yeah, and I think he's a little disappointed that things aren't moving forward. That stuff. Digital communications, Matt. You had anything you wanna put on the table or?
Yeah, well, I'll just kind of give an update in terms of. What we've been posting and anything else. Tracy's been pretty helpful, kind of tagging us and collaborating with us online, so on Facebook and Instagram. Liking our posts and sharing our stories, but also like posting together, so that's been pretty cool. It's been a consistent sort of slow growth in terms of following, which is cool. So in addition to Tracy sort of sharing some things and liking things, Michelle has been putting out a lot of content about all the activities happening up here. Just flyers saying, hey, this is going on. So we've been posting those, and every time she has an event, I go ahead and throw it up on Facebook or Instagram. For a while, we were posting almost every day, like 2 or 3 weeks, which was like really cool. So Michelle sends me a bunch of flyers for the next month or so, and I just go and schedule them to be posted, over the next few weeks. So that's been, it's been working well in that, like I said, there's sort of slow incremental growth. Our Facebook is up to 109 followers. It was pretty fun just to see it eclipse 100. I was kind of excited about that. And then with Instagram, I think it's like 80 or 90, which for me was kind of expected. Like, I think people that are interested in what's going on up here, tends to be an older demographic, and that older demographic uses Facebook, I believe. I use both, but I guess I'm caught in between there. But yeah, anyway, it's been cool just to see people liking and posting and sharing. 802 Scoop is like, I don't exactly know how to refer to them. They like have a radio show.
It's a
A
podcast.
podcast.
Yeah, they do podcasts, weekly podcasts, but they also share everything that's happening in central Vermont, really.
Yeah, so they always, or quite often, they kind of share our posts, and whenever they do, we get a couple followers from them. So that's been cool.
Do you know who's running that, or are you in contact with them?
Michael
or-
Boutin, I think, hosts.
Michael Booten and Raylene.
Yeah, right, yeah. So yeah, anyway, it's been cool to share all that. I think we could be a lot more creative with what we post and showcasing the facilities up here. Right now, I'm just posting flyers of events. But I think it would be better for people to see pictures and videos of the actual event, so I think that's something we could be better at. If I wasn't a volunteer and I didn't have to work all day, I'd come down and record some videos and like watch and do all that, but I'm working and taking care of two kids, so basically Michelle makes content, I throw it up on the Facebook or Instagram, and it seems to be working pretty well so far.
Yeah, great.
Do you want more filler content?
Yeah, like that, all that stuff with the history about,
I have another batch.
yeah, that'd be great.
Okay.
Yeah,
Matt,
yeah.
I got three
Got some
bundles
pictures?
of pictures right there.
Oh, sweet, yeah, I'll definitely take a look at
There. Pictures of when the sign was originally put up
it. Nice.
Nice.
and pictures of the building, the locker rooms in the BOR.
Cool.
And the couple when they're putting the new addition on the front.
Nice, yeah, thanks for looking through those. I'll
They're
definitely
going back a ways.
take a look at it.
Yeah.
Great.
Sweet.
I have another post coming that I'll collab with you on. It's from the Donnybrook fights this past weekend. So when I did I add you as a collaborator?
You did it on a recent post.
Yeah, so I'll try
And
to
from
do that.
Yeah.
I'll try to do that, so when I post, it'll be Shannon's photos, which are amazing, and then it'll automatically show up if he accepts the collab invite on the Civic Center's page. Maybe follow the Spalding High School hockey boys and girls.
Oh, yeah.
And then the Coyote should be collaborating with you with every post as well. I would think
Right.
that would help.
We get a sign-in sheet at the ticket booth, where basically people opt to be added to, any email alerts, things like that.
I haven't been doing any email.
Okay, so you don't have any emails yet, okay.
I do think that would be cool and worthwhile to explore.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I've just been on Facebook and just, I mean, I guess you could, I don't know if you can invite people to follow you directly from the Instagram. app.
And so, I don't know on Instagram, but Facebook, like anybody that is on the committee that has Facebook, you can go to the Civic Center page and click invite and invite all of your friends. So that would add, followers. And then I don't know if I told you, but any time, like especially on Facebook, if anybody likes my posts, I go through every single notification and go through every post, and if someone that has liked the post does not follow the page, I invite them.
Oh, that's smart. Yeah.
So that sometimes gets them to follow. Most of the time I just continue to see invited, but I'm up to 8,100 on Facebook, so, and that's all I've done.
Yeah, I will say, if you have a Facebook and you haven't been on in a long time, that's fine. You have friends on there. I got a lot of our initial followers, probably like 40 of them, just from doing what Tracy said, where I go to the page and you press invite and you just invite all of your current friends on that Facebook list. If you haven't been on in a while, I encourage you to do that, and we would get a lot of followers. Just knowing this committee and the friends you likely have on Facebook, if you have one, they would be interested in following the Civic Center, so I recommend that.
Instagram does that too?
I don't know.
Instagram, no,
I didn't think so.
I used to think like if I went on and followed a page, they would follow me back, but that's not always the case. So you can go on and start following pages. I think like business pages, but I would say the hockey, the high school hockey.
Yeah.
And then any organization that's doing events here, invite them and hopefully they'll tag you and then you'll get followers from each event that you do, you reach a different demographic and so that's where you try to get those followers.
Yeah, I think it's important, appreciate your efforts on that one, because I think it's just getting the word out in all the events, because a lot of people don't know really what's going on up here all the time.
Full-time job.
Yeah, I'm learning that. I mean, to be good at it, yeah, for sure.
That is.
Just wondering how much time do you put in on this? I mean,
Honestly, not that much, the way I'm doing it now,
okay,
you know? If we wanted to develop and really like gain followers and
Yeah.
momentum on there, it would take a lot more time and effort and creativity.
Yep. Okay.
What I do kind of want to do, just because my interests align with like the basketball tournament, I may try to like really dive into following that and posting it on Facebook and making events, and that's a sort of goal of mine. So, when it comes to planning that, I may be like a little more involved with making sure all that is advertised and the schedule is posted and everything.
Okay.
It's interesting, it's share a story this weekend. I was up at Essex for a round robin scrimmage. Son's on playing basketball for Spalding JV freshman. And one of the teams was Fairhaven, and they showed up. Their warm ups on, and the back of everybody's warm up said Barry, and everybody's like, and people are going, "Why do Barry?" And because their goal is to get their Division II. Their goal is to get to the very odd. That's the goal. Yeah.
That sucks.
Yeah, so I mean, so, when I try to talk about the odd and like this project and everything is huge, it's like, I mean, that's Fairhaven, Vermont, and
That's,
every game they go to this year.
Their goal is to get here.
Yeah,
Pretty good.
yeah, so that tells you kind of like,
The mystique.
Mystique of it, yeah.
That's excellent.
I didn't, honestly, I didn't think, because people like, don't they Barry? I'm like, I don't think they're all related. I think the goal is to get to the odd. Yes. I see the other years, I think Williamstown one year had like the odd on the board. I mean, so it's a goal,
Right.
so anyway, yeah, I thought it was pretty
There's
cool.
something like that,
Yeah.
hockey fan, the Stanley Cup, it's bigger than,
Yeah,
the odd
this
tournament for
is
these
the
boys.
goal of every small school in the state.
Yeah. I mean, every year there's two teams that have something on the shirt.
Yeah, I just thought it was interesting, Barry, it's just like,
so I'm just kind of curious, do any of us or all of us have some level of confidence in doing short videos that, let's say we're out in the world and we could take the time to have a little interview with the kids who are wearing those Berry jackets, for example, and then we would share them with Matt. I mean, we could have a training session scheduled for one of our committee meetings for like 10 minutes, just to give us all a little bit more confidence to do that type of thing. And then that would kind of up the game. We could have a few more options for Matt to post at Facebook, for example. Would a training session be of any interest?
That's a different idea. Is there any issues about putting like some high school 17-year-old kid on the?
depends their ages.
Yeah.
You'd have to ask
But
permission.
there are a lot of
Yeah,
different
Consent,
types
yeah,
of,
consent forms. and-
right.
That's one of my concerns, is how do we get more content, and I appreciate what you've done. I also don't want to say, run with it, take a bunch of your time and stuff like that. So I am interested in other people on the committee contributing if we need to be. And that's an interesting idea.
Just maybe a training session
Oh, that would be cool.
at some point.
You could do a QR code and say, we want to know what your thoughts are about how you feel about coming to the odd, what is, and do a campaign about getting videos and, then put a reel together with a bunch of those videos because I know like my youngest daughter played basketball and, from third grade on that's all she wanted to do was be at the odd. And, the younger kids, coming to the odd is a huge thing when you play basketball.
Right. Yeah, so I'm all for getting different kind of contents. I don't know, there wasn't much response on the training video, so.
Well, but the good idea, the QR code is a good idea, like when the basketball tournaments are here. I mean, the programs they've made the programs digital now, which
You can put on your campaign, like if you submit
Round term.
if you submit
If we can create something like that, with people
video
there, lots of there,
pictures,
have experiences,
your,
history, you know. we'd be probably
you're
willing to
giving us
share.
permission to use them on our social media.
Right, right.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, we could email on coaches a request like that. That would be
Put
pretty
the hype
cool.
going or something like that.
I do like that
Do
idea.
something for you?
Sure,
I have
yeah,
a QR code, subscription, so I have the ability, so you don't have to pay for it.
right.
So like saying, it's not that you send to the team saying, you know, people in the community who were here, want to share their history, you know, that'd be,
Yeah,
you get the multi-generational.
Yeah,
That might
that-
be interesting to touch base, not interrupt, but touch base on that with the coaches. I mean, the coaches might go around to their kids and say, every coach put a, minute or two video together. of
cause their
kids or something
team's
like
gonna
that.
wanna
Their
be a
teams
part,
would
you
be
know, like,
excited for that.
you could do it individually, you could do it as a team, you know?
yeah,
And you say, we're gonna have one page and we're gonna, have little videos from the people coming into this tournament. And then have them know, and they might drive that and might get, especially some of the, not the final tournament, but the mid-season tournaments. We might be interested in doing something like that.
You should probably do a time limit so that they don't become
Yeah.
too like cumbersome and narcissistic, you know, like.
Yeah. 2 minutes.
well, I mean, if it's good enough, it can be a little longer.
Yeah.
But
But
I
you can
agree,
like
yeah.
cut things here and there, you could take a 5-second insert from one and 10 from another and, make a cool video.
Yeah, I mean, I was a high school coach. I know high school coaches. I'd be comfortable sending that. I just wonder, is it appropriate for me to send that? Or should it come from someone else that's organizing the tournament? I mean, like I said, I'm happy doing it. Just wonder if
That's a good
people
point.
might wonder who is this?
That's a good point. But we certainly taught, we know the tournament committees and things like that. Jim's tied into all that, so.
Yeah.
We could
I may
pursue that.
Touch
one way.
base with them.
You're involved in all the tournaments. I mean, there's must be someone that we could discuss that with and.
Yeah, Megan, because she's the tournament director now, so. Probably have to go through her, and I don't know about the VBA.
What's her name?
Megan Ciccio, she's at the Northfield Savings.
Sissio, CIO.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we have some tournaments coming over, so we can discuss that one again. But, the content and trying to get the excitement of the kids that are playing here, I think is huge, and you can obviously see
Yeah.
what.
I think that's a good idea. I mean, it offloads the work from us. If they make the videos, we just
Yeah.
download them and post it.
Probably have a few coaches that played previously.
Yeah, and they wanna do something special for their
Yeah.
kids, so I think I think everyone would feel good about it, doing something like that, that-
Yeah, you could even
especially
go back to like, older generations, like tell us about how it felt when you played at the odd,
Right.
It's just-
when you're, yeah.
So it's all promoting a special feeling of playing in the odd. So
Yeah.
great, awesome.
I can get you Megan's cell phone at the end of the meeting.
Yeah.
Cell phone number.
Sounds good.
And I agree, running it through the tournament's probably a wise move to get their involvement in it. All right, Matt, you got anything else to add or?
No, I mean, all this, like, I think there's a lot of content that could be made.
Yeah.
Especially with like the upcoming renovations to the odd and these facilities.
Yep.
There's a story to be told there.
Yep.
And, I don't have the skills or time to do that. I think getting a video storyteller involved in this project would be really special for the community.
So, I'm trying to think of his name, the guy that runs Coyotes,
Anthony.
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 He has a production company, so maybe if you say, hey. Can we collaborate a little, cause they're using this facility, this is their home, like. I'm sure he wants more people to come to his games, so I think it would be a great collab together. And he does amazing work with video production, so.
I may invite him maybe to come to one of these meetings.
Yep.
And we could kind of talk through that.
Yeah. What's his name?
Anthony Marquis.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. I think, the project that we have coming up, I think would be great to kind of document and, get people excited about it and let people know what's going on here, because it's a significant deal. Okay, any questions for, Matt on the digital stuff? Okay, all right, awesome. That sounds great. Appreciate everything you're doing, Matt. So auditorium upgrade project, that's kind of in your part. What do we got?
So USDA is back up and running. They asked to see our RFPs
Okay,
and our scoring matrix that we did. So I sent that off to them and I'm waiting to hear back.
okay, and then that's, the gist of that is if you're gonna do your.
They'll tell us which way we can go to meet the requirements.
Yeah.
Whether we're going with the construction documents and then putting them out to bid, or we go with the design build option.
And you're pushing for the design build because it'll be faster and the same company will be doing it and it will get the ball rolling better.
Yeah, you can get started on that before you're actually.
Yep. So
100%
blank check,
planned
so
out.
that's potentially why USDA might not like that. Yeah.
Yeah, could you clarify something in your report? That the bids were reviewed and recommendations were sent to council, and then recommendations were accepted. Could you just clarify what you meant by that?
We had the two portions of the RFP. One was for the construction documents. And then the other one was for the design build option.
Yes,
We only got one bid for the construction documents. So that made that part very easy. The other one, myself, Jeff and Charlie reviewed them. We picked our top one and for the design build option, and we sent them to the council. These are our two options. We just want to get pre-authorized. So once we get the notification, we can go. And they accepted our recommendations.
okay, the reason that I wanted to know, David Dilcor wrote a piece for the Times Argus that had sort of an implication that there was a contingency that the council had stated. I just wondered if you have to go back again to council after the USDA.
Right, I kind of read that, not to interrupt, but I kind of read that is Nicholas proposed either way, and the council said, yes, approve both of them, whichever way you can go. And then you have to go to the USDA and see if they will allow you to do a design build.
Right.
Because they might not, they
Okay.
might say you need to get the construction drawings done, you have to go get 3 bids for this project. And you have to do it
Okay,
that way,
good.
which will delay things, but it might be a better price, it's hard to
Right.
say.
Okay,
So it looks like the council approved.
That's
Yeah,
the
go
way
ahead,
I
move with it.
understood it was they approved them.
okay,
And we're just waiting on USDA to say, yes, you can go this way, or you
thank
can
you.
go this way.
So, I apologize, I missed the last meeting, I got an email last week with, 2 of the bids sent to us, but not, then they said there was no one coming out.
There was one from Reart, but they didn't send a hard copy yet to go to their
Yeah,
site.
Riards and Bread Loaf, I got Bread Loaf, and apparently there was supposed to be another one.
There,
Tim?
I tried that, Sue had asked for them, and apparently it was too big for a lot of people's servers to take. But so I sent the French Freeman.
Yep.
Construction documents, they're correct. Reart, their bid was a link to their site. Then we had Bread Loaf and Barrington Construction.
And so you said you went to the council 2 ways, so I guess one was the design build, one was the other way.
Yes.
More standard.
Yeah, one is where Farrington, FFF would design everything, get all their drawings done. When they do all that work, they go out to 3 different companies and get bids for the final build and a hard bid. The design build is you go out and you just say, we're gonna contract with you. We'll start this rolling. It'll be more a T&M kind of procedure, but you're gonna design it and build it. But they don't know the final costs.
Right, so like, cause I read Bread Loaves, they do everything in-house, so.
Bread Loaf could do everything in-house.
Yes, that's the way their proposal was, everything.
Yeah.
Everything.
So is that, so you went with,
We went with Reart, who is joining up with Freeman French Freeman.
So Red Loaf has it all in-house. FFF did the original design here. And if you go with FFF and Rearch, that would be their package to do it, but it's still not a final hard bid.
It's most of the documents in the pre-construction.
Yeah, their hourly wages were in there.
So, and that, it's a tight time schedule, so the hope would be that design build will be faster because they won't be going from here to here and delay the project. The downside is you don't know the final cost of it necessarily. You're kind of trusting that they're gonna do a good job of the other.
Well, they gotta stay in the budget. I mean, they gotta, or, change orders.
But you don't have the final pricing.
USDA is, yeah, I've been involved in USDA funded projects and, it's
Right,
nothing goes quickly.
right, I know.
And a lot of paperwork.
Right, that would be my fear, is that this thing, I'll put it on the table, that this drags out. They finally say, no, you need to get construction drawings, so then they work on those, then they have to go out to bid, and all of a sudden we're getting close to the next hockey season. That would,
Who's the point
Push it out.
person at Department of Ag?
Her name's Diane Drown.
Drown, DROWN.
Yep.
and then nothing in construction ever moves fast, so we already have a fairly compressed time schedule, just trying to get everything done in. So. See, so it's basically in a kind of a waiting pattern for USDA to see what they say.
I called her last week and I called her yesterday.
And there's no point in really going out for any other bids for the heating or ventilation or anything like that until it moves forward.
Yeah, so we know what we're doing, which way we're going.
I'll just say, I know we're anxious to get things started. I was really impressed by that Rearch. Those documents were pretty outstanding, and seems like you guys made the right choice.
They're a big company.
Yeah.
Pretty, like, real good reputation.
Yeah, and then, one thing we liked was that they were using FFF, which was the original designers here, and that's just, it would be significant to FFF to design and be in this project, I think, and it would be a nice continuity, having them be the original one and working on it now, so. So, with that being said, we don't really know the final scope, and there's a lot to be determined.
We know what we've got to play with. You know how much money we've got.
Yep. Yep. Yeah, time is ticking on this one, so it's.
Oh, this.
Yep, yep, great, all right, you have anything else to add on that? subject?
Not on that. We're, like you say, we're in the holy pattern right now.
Any questions, Tom, about it? Okay, awesome. So I did put on the next one, the civic center projects. We talked a little bit about it last week. Sue put them in the notes, things that we had talked about, setting up the volleyball, putting the curve away, improving the entrance to the DOR, maintaining funds for the upgrade. Those are just a couple ideas. And I'm interested in those. I'm also interested in any other ideas anyone has. And then, just, is there anything that we should be doing to move this forward? Or are we in a holding pattern until we figure out the bigger construction?
I did speak with DPW about the additional curb cuts. I didn't think that was gonna be much of a problem. They could probably do that in-house fairly cheaply.
About the volleyball,
Volleyball, I'm a little hesitant of drilling into that floor and then putting extra structures underneath that to hold up the uprights. Because there's gonna probably be a significant amount of bracing to put in there on that wood floor.
Everybody looks at Charlie.
What's
But,
that?
Everybody's looking at.
but how do other?
I'm sure that one of
that-
the guys could figure that
Yeah,
out.
I've only seen one of them
Yeah,
over at the university, and that was in a concrete floor.
it was just with different unique.
Sure. okay.
Yeah, I would be concerned about how it would, if it would affect the way the floor plays in that area.
Yeah,
Be a little
you got.
stiffer compared to the rest of the floor.
Right, you got exposed beams below, so you could certainly tie
Yeah.
something in and get a good structure underneath there and not put the
Yeah, there's
load
no
on the
steel
floor,
down there.
put the load on the steel. And you're not talking much either, so I don't think that would be a big deal, so you just have to have someone say, this is what I want.
So what about old school, just a stand on either side? It-
Probably we could have
I
that
think
for.
it's too,
Okay,
don't-
the
but-
I don't-
force they're using and stuff, this is
Yeah, I don't think,
I think regulation wise.
well,
I'm
okay.
not- I don't know what the high
It's a
school.
place to
politics-
start, would be my observation, that we do it as an intramural to start. And we see how popular it is, and then we move to a more, organized.
And that's what I was kind of wondering, is whether I just want to talk about it, is, it's something that we've talked about doing. The city has a lot, is that something that, we say, hey, this would be great, and we dump it on them, or is that something that we say, okay, a couple people here figure out how to get this done, and then we can recommend, to the city, hey, look, we talked to these people and they say this is what they did here, and this is the cost of
Has
that.
the floor even marked out for volleyball?
No.
I don't think.
No,
That would be
no.
a big cost.
This came as the idea from the, talking to the EPA, because volleyball is the fastest growing sport, and about maybe getting other state tournaments, the suggestion was maybe volleyball. And Spalding last year started a girls volleyball club team, and this year they started a boys team.
Right, and the bigger part of this project, I think the putting the, I don't know what to call them, the little brackets in the floor and bracing that up, I think would be pretty easy. I think you'd have to basically repaint the floor and resurface the floor. That I think is the
Yeah.
bigger ticket item and the bigger deal than just putting the brackets up.
So why don't we organize a little study group that could look into a couple different approaches?
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
would be a decent
I think
idea.
that's a good
And
idea.
have 2 or 3 people from this committee kind of look into that and see, just pinpoint it more exactly what it would potentially be. And I don't think it'd be the whole committee, so is anyone interested in kind of running with that a little bit? Look at that.
I can do this, but later in the season.
I can help maybe, because I was thinking maybe call a woman at the EPA. I mean,
Mhm.
she would be start, like, because what's out there and who does it, and what are your suggestions, what are your requirements?
Yeah.
I'm pretty well booked for a couple of months, unfortunately.
Yeah, I'll try to.
Yeah.
But I think it's important that, we're a committee, we're
Yeah.
advisory committee for this, and I think it's, we should have some skin in the game, and we should do some
Absolutely.
exploratory things like
Yeah.
that. And we do need to put the effort, into helping move some of these things forward. Very easy to say, Tom, do this, city, do this, Tom's got plan in his place, city's got plan in
I agree.
place. Also, we need to kind of have
Okay.
deliver some things on silver platters, which just means that we need to put the effort forward. Okay, and the other ones I think are more long-term potential things. If anyone does see things about the civic, walking through here, there's some little things that's discussed in here. We talked about like the entranceway, which won't be done until obviously nice weather comes in. But that's one thing we've talked about for a long time.
Did the carpet or whatever get replaced in the elevator? Did Jim been talking about that?
We must talk about that for a while.
Yeah.
Um,
Or in the elevator.
Yeah.
I mean,
Jim's got quite a list, and Jim is very,
it's one of
he
those
sees
things
it,
that,
he's very good at going through the building and looking at things, so. But I think we'll kind of keep this on the agenda for a while. And if anyone just comes and says, hey, there's a broken tile down there or whatever, just more sets of eyes on it. And, we'll see how that goes.
I got an update. I think last time we talked about the entrance to the BOR and some upgrades there.
Yep.
Jim is working to get similar to the entrance mats we have downstairs at the yard.
Yep.
To get those donated for in there.
Yep.
I mean, he sent me an email like a month ago and said, hey, this may take 5 or 6 weeks or something like that. I would have to check the email exactly, but I know that was in the works.
What about, I think you also commented about the locking system. Is that something that can get immediate attention so that people can use the space?
I don't know. The feedback that I got last time I brought this up at this meeting is that would be expensive.
My recollection was that you could get a new lock on the door, but the doors themselves are
Right.
in rough shape, so it would be replacing the entryway door, and that would.
The entry door that is not locking is scheduled to be placed on Friday.
Okay,
Oh, okay.
so. That's just one
Good.
door, right?
That's, so the building will be able to be secured without a
Big
clamp.
lock.
Right, it can be locked, which is good. But if you're doing, you know, right now, we've tried different things like with the key, you know, everyone has keys and then keys go missing and that's a pain. And then, you know, for people that come in and use the turf or whatever, you know, you have to have someone unlock it, which that has not always happened. So
Is that a good use of the money that this, you know, is sitting around to get a new door? The money that's sitting around, that we could buy the lock system for that door. That satisfies.
It's to do a code lock or something would be, or a swipe card lock would be rather expensive. You've got to get,
I mean,
you've got to get new strikes.
Yeah.
Electronic strikes to make them work.
I don't, but I mean, expensive, $1,000, $10,000 or $50,000 or.
Probably closer to, in the, just spitballing here, but 20 to 50 probably.
I mean,
yeah, it would be
That's really
surprised. 20. New doors, you gotta run electricity to them, so
Okay.
Tom said. I wouldn't be surprised if it was up near 20. I mean, shooting from the hip, she said.
That's just me winging it off the top of my
Yeah.
head.
The door,
Again, that's very conservative. I'm
Huh.
not sure.
do you know what the door that you're putting in is, rough price?
Not off the top of my head.
I'm only talking about doing it on the one new door.
Right,
Yeah,
And I mean,
So you're replacing all three or just two?
I'm just replacing the one that's not functioning.
which one is
Just
that?
the one all the way
That
on the
one
right. It's on the front side here, all the way on the right,
on the right. Okay,
So there's a
With
double
that-
door there. you know.
double door.
would that be a good door location to have a up-to-date lock system on?
I would suggest, yeah, either of those two front doors would.
Right, yeah. I mean, I don't know.
that's a better idea. I was thinking, you know, last time we talked about kind of redoing all the doors because they're old. If you were gonna do one door with one lock system,
Yeah.
that would certainly be
I
more.
mean, start the process and,
Yep.
I mean, I guess I consider that a good use of the money.
Yes.
As far as, you know, what this committee would
Um,
recommend to the council or where we're gonna do.
We're very interested in the experience that the users have with this facility.
Yeah.
It is a major disappointment and pain in the ass when you go to a practice there and the door's locked.
Yeah.
And you got, you know, parents and kids waiting there and you gotta wait there for 20 minutes while the doors get unlocked,
Yeah.
stuff like that. I don't know if that still happened. That's really happened to me when I was doing that kind of stuff. And it's just, it doesn't look good for,
the sixth and
yeah, so the whole experience. So I would think I'll support that using our money.
I mean, I'd make a recommendation that you see if you can investigate, what's the local law?
Appreciate it.
You must know the local locksmith guy that's in Williamstown there. I mean, he could at least give you some idea of what's involved or whatever.
Google says about 2,000 to 6,000 for commercial security, swipe, electric.
Who's putting the door in?
Portland Glass is putting the door in.
Yeah, would they know about that kind of stuff?
I highly doubt it.
Be nice, I don't know if they own a key card, but maybe somebody could control it, even you could control it from a computer and say, oh,
Yeah,
we got
yeah.
people coming in, we can unlock the door. and
Yeah,
lock
They
it.
have it for their phones now. I was just reading right now, just people, you know, they're selling these for commercial gyms and stuff. People who just, their smartphone.
Yeah, I mean, we rent rinks kind of all across the state, you know, I've showed up at Essex. And nobody was there yet, cause we were there early, and I called the guy, and he's like, oh, here you go, let me let you in, does it from his phone. I hear the buzz and I open it up.
wow.
Yeah, I mean, that's what, just reading now, that seems
Yeah.
like the way people are going.
What is it? GW Locksmith is in Williamstown.
Yes.
I mean, it's a phone call.
Use them.
To have
Yeah,
the
they're
guy
the
come
ones we
down.
use.
Huh?
They're the ones we use.
we use.
Yeah, so have a phone call, have him come down and take a look at it, this new door, and what would it take to?
I'm sure
for
there's
the system?
electricity involved and all that, but still.
Yeah, but he knows that he needs an electrician, he needs this or that, or whatever to make it work.
Right, I think that would be a simple, good fix for the facility.
Yeah, and I think a good use of the money is what I'm saying.
Yep, agreed. Door. Okay, awesome.
I got
So,
one more thing on upgrades.
Yep.
You know, just hearing Tracy mention a rough head count of who attended this weekend.
Yep.
We don't really know. There are, I don't know the right way to describe it. There's like a tool or a gadget or something you can put above the door that just counts heads coming in and out of the doorway. That would be, if I worked for the city, that would be really useful for me to know how many people are coming in and out on certain days and attending certain events.
Yes.
I would recommend something like that, if you're gonna be applying for grants and making projects in the future, you wanna justify, hey, people are using this facility, this is how many people come in and out.
Yeah, it's more than that. It's also insurance. Like we have liability. And if too many people come into this place for the doors that swing outward, I mean, there is a specific number of people that are permitted.
Right.
And so we need to know how many downstairs, how many upstairs. When I have an event down at my place, I get a call from the fire chief. And he asks me, okay, how many first floor, second floor, third floor? Because I have a certain number of doors available for each floor. And I have to know. So,
It's actually, I think that's a good idea. The fire marshals, maybe, the
They're-
city can maybe have a way to grant to.
they're responsible for that.
Yeah, I think they would want
Yeah.
to know that. That'd be a good tool for them
Yeah.
to keep.
Well, that's
occupancy.
something you put up there, you don't even have to think about it.
Yeah.
It's not like you're fixing the turnstile.
But we also
Right.
have entrances.
I was gonna say, you have one on every door, or
We
something.
got
Yeah.
three on the main door, we got the one in the back that like almost everybody uses.
The crash show?
No,
Basketball, people use that.
any, I think if you wanna, yeah,
I think, well, correct me if I'm wrong, I'm trying to count customers coming in and out, not employees or.
Yeah.
Or vendors or.
Just on the front door, I think,
Huh?
I think the front door would probably be enough.
There's a basketball that all the fans come in the front door, gun show comes to the front door, the crash show brings them.
We're going in two different directions here. One would be count how many people attended the events.
Right.
Two would be how many people capacity of the building.
Yeah.
To capacity of the building, you need to put something on every door and count every door, and accumulate all those. Because if you have a bunch of players and they all come downstairs and stuff like that, that would count for the capacity of the building. If you're just looking for head count for events, which I think would be neat to know,
That's kind
that
of
would
what,
be what Matt's talking about, and just have something in the front door.
yeah, I mean.
So those are two
Work.
different.
I mean, he's recommended to do something that helps us with the marketing of the facility. If there's a safety issue or something like that, or a legal issue or something, then the city would have to deal with the rest of the doors or whatever, but.
Yeah, I agree. I think that'd be a good event too, a good system to have.
Where do you find that?
You can find anything.
Google it.
Well, I found one company online, but it would take a little bit of research. You have to demo with all of them and see which one's gonna work.
Yeah.
Give you the information you need to know without costing too much or.
Cause you only can, so you only can go in that middle section, right, to get into the auditorium, cause everybody funnels to that middle once they come in the door, right?
I think the craft show, all four, they can go through. Three entrances.
Yeah, I'm just saying on the front door though,
Right.
once you get inside, you have to funnel to the middle, right? Cause you can't go right
Into the
I'm trying to
gym.
remember this, just to get into the hallway and whatever.
No, there's three entrances, you can get into that main lobby
Right, with 3 doors,
with the
Yeah.
three doors.
but there's that
There's
main.
three,
And then there's three
past
pass-throughs to get into
there's
You get past the
gates on some of them,
that.
but.
I just can't remember, that's what I'm trying to remember, if it's just one funnel, in one spot.
the, you can go three till you hit the gym wall.
Okay.
Then there's the center entrance and the two side entrances.
Yeah.
So to put them on the three outside doors over there and whatever it is, two doors over here.
I think it'd take some research just to talk with a company that is familiar, maybe they can just put it at the top of the lobby.
Mhm.
And it counts people coming one way or the other. I don't know. I think we'd have to talk with.
I think we need to find out a little bit more
Figure
about
that
it.
out.
Agreed.
Yeah,
So,
any basketball games, teams come in the back, the officials come in the back.
yeah, so a lot of people there.
Yeah, there were a lot of people going.
Yeah,
But we're not counting them, we're trying to count customers,
I mean, we know how many,
participants.
roughly how many players are in each team. You need 2 officials every game. We could sort of count, I mean, just for.
Yeah.
My purposes of like marketing.
Yeah, I agree. Well, let's table that one for now, but I think that's a good idea, and I think it's just gonna take some research, so. Rolling on our phones sometime in the next one, before the next meeting, and someone happens to see something that's not.
Never answer in a couple minutes, right?
Yeah, everything's available. So we're hoping to see, you should have, what's his name, Jeff?
Jeff Farrow, yeah.
So
I'll see if he messages.
hopefully he's coming in around 9. we should right now. So let's move on to, Tom, do you have anything else you wanted to discuss? Your report?
Well, the rooftop units for public safety are in, we're just waiting on scheduling to put them in.
Yeah.
We did getting a price to replace the floor, it's just kind of was.
Yeah.
Starting tonight.
That's for the tubes.
That's
one under.
Just to replace the whole floor.
Floor.
We'll get radius corners on this end, so we get rid of all that ice where the spectators stand.
Yep.
Yeah. And where those tables are. So that eliminate that little hazard.
Yes.
So, but they were saying, again, off the top of their head. 1.1 to 1.2. And that's if we wanna have I think that included a warm floor as well.
Warm floor?
Warm floor. You're supposed, for every month you have ice, you're supposed to have a week without ice to let the frost come out of the ground. If you're gonna run a year-round rink. We don't have that problem. Unless we decide to go year-round. Which I don't.
You got Waterbury, Montclair.
We have there's no installation in that building, that building is not a year round.
Right, it's not a year-round. So I said, that's probably not an
Yeah,
issue.
so let me ask you a question. It's 1.2 for the floor, but also, what about the roof?
The roof is, I've got a bid on the roof for 500. I don't know if that includes the deck. So that was, I think, we may wanna start thinking.
Does anybody take a step back in big picture saying we're gonna dump potentially like $2 million into this building?
Is it worth it?
Is it worth it?
Exactly.
Because how much you could build new one?
That,
You guys
Well,
can back that up.
Well, no, Stowe did theirs like 10 years ago for I think 6 million.
Yeah.
And no, but just it's like we're throwing money at these Band-Aid fixes that are a lot of money. And I'm assuming still the level of participation is,
based on what our rentals are right now, I don't think so.
but they stables because they dropped significantly before starting before COVID. They just started. That's when they realized they.
Fairly full, like
We're full from 3:30 to 10. Monday through Friday, we're booked.
And the weekend, you're.
And the weekend, Saturdays,
6 until.
7 to 5, and Sunday is 8 to 9.
That's good.
Last weekend was an abnormality, all the black bears were on the road. But most Saturdays were booked.
Yeah, it's getting good usage.
And it worked. We put in our hours of operation this year to consolidate the schedule. That has worked well. We're now full, so we're gonna start adding a couple hours on Thursday nights for an extra rental.
Yep.
That once we get the door switched, we're gonna allow them to lock up.
So start closing at, what'd you say, 9 or something?
We close at
11? Or-
Close at 10, or the staff will leave at 10 and they'll just shut the lights out and lock the door. We'll have a couple.
Cause once high school starts, you'll be open Saturdays longer.
Saturday, yeah, we'll start hitting games, I believe, start on the 27th, first game's on 27th. So we'll be adding a couple hours there.
Yeah,
Just
good things.
Just another reason to get the door locked.
It just strikes me as $2 million is a lot of money for.
I've been involved in the building business lately, and I'm gonna tell you,
Oh yeah, no, I.
you think the roof is expensive, you think the cement is expensive.
Oh, I know.
I don't know what they did in Stowe, but. what else?
It may be a good time to start talking, because those 4 locker rooms that the teams use, they're really not big enough.
And
Right, it's part of the BOR charm. You
used to get
can't
those-
jam 20 kids into one small little room and they all get dressed.
again, we got this money sitting around or whatever, and I think you brought up the locker rooms in the past.
Yeah.
That they're kind of small or whatever, and they were built small because there was tennis courts and a basketball court there, so there wasn't any.
Over here?
Yeah, summertime, there was no signs on the building in the summertime. That's where I did tennis lessons and basketball camps.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, yeah, I think like the usage doesn't change whether or not we want a new, like if it's being used, we could still want a new facility.
Yeah.
Obviously, that can be more reason to have it.
But I mean,
Any different putting $4 million over here too, I mean, are we gonna, I mean, if we had to come up with that money and put it in it, what are we doing? Too, you know, it's the same, it's a lot of money, to be fair.
That's a bigger discussion. That's
Yeah, you're right.
fundraising and.
Yeah, I don't know if I wanna
but back to the locker room.
throw that out.
If you wanted to get a price to move the locker room walls out, I'd be interested in hearing what it costs. I mean,
We
You got-
had
you
a
got pictures of
gentleman
you-
stop by last fall.
a what?
We had a gentleman, a local businessman,
Yeah.
stop by. He's, discussed that with us.
Yeah.
We kind of came up with some, extend the locker rooms out 5, 6 feet.
Mhm.
And maybe put some viewing over the first ones and storage over the second ones, because we're hard up for storage.
Uh-huh.
We never heard back from him.
Oh, well, I mean, there's contractors all over the world that, if we could find, if you could get hold of somebody and say, give me a price on, I start out just moving the walls out, and then if you wanna, add to the project or whatever, but, if we get pricing, to me, then we can talk about something or whatever, and whether that's a good use of the money or whatever.
There's some big discussions that are gonna happen in the VR in the next year or two.
Yeah, I was wondering about the timing. I mean, I think I'm feeling very old school. We've got to definitely show that we can do the repairs and do them well for the odd and get this money in. And then it'll be easier to have this type of discussion over the next year and a half or 2 years.
The roof is patched right now.
Yeah.
It's
And the
needs to
roof
be
is in the capital plan
Mhm.
for replacement after June 1st.
Okay, cool.
The floor is the bigger.
The floor is something that's, right now, it's just in the
Talking phase, you don't
talking
have to
phase.
do
We
it.
don't have to do it,
Okay. Yeah.
but this is something that's going to happen.
The tubes are cracking right now.
So right now,
If they go.
we got, everything is working right now. So, I don't really wanna
Right, agreed.
rock that boat too
If
much.
those go,
Yeah.
there's
But we're,
failure in those. shut
if we
down.
do,
Gonna go meet Jeff.
because once because right now, we're only about maybe a foot, 6 inches on some of them away from the concrete. So if we get it split, then we're looking at either closing down that one loop. We'll make that section of the floor not quite as cold. So you could you'll see a crease in the ice.
Potential hazard.
Well, not so much a potential hazard, it just won't look the same.
Right.
So when you say that it's this roof repair, the $500,000 is in the capital budget, that would be coming up for discussion in June 2026?
So it's in the budget.
It's in the budget.
It's in the budget.
It's in the budget. It's been, as far as I know, it's approved. We can,
Okay.
we've already got that ball is possibly rolling. We may wanna go, do we wanna do that? If we've got
Yeah,
a
yeah,
plan,
but don't matter what, you can't let it go.
Yeah.
but if we're looking at.
You've got a building.
Yeah.
If you're gonna shut it down totally, that's one thing, which I don't think you should do. If you're gonna say, well, let's build a new one, and it's gonna be 5 or 10 or $20 million, whatever it's gonna
Another
be.
thing.
I mean, right now, you're doing stuff 500,000 here, 1.1 million there. I mean, in future years, you're maintaining your structure as you go along. I mean, I think.
Well, the city of Barry's never gonna build a new facility. It'd have to be a
No.
joint.
Well, that keep fundraising.
Joint
And
meeting.
try to get,
Never get that through.
yeah, try to get every community around Central Vermont or wherever you're trying to cover to commit to do it. Forget it. I mean, your lifetime's not long enough.
Oh, no, I noticed that happened too, is we've all been down this before, where. The first question is gonna be how many Barry City kids are using the POR for hockey.
Well, hopefully, like,
That's a small number, and then they show up in their uniforms and Pacific Health.
Oh, comes through life.
Hey, guys, we got Jeff Farrell, is that right?
Yep.
Yeah, from the town of Berlin. Yeah, just to kind of talk about, I don't know if you guys have seen the news, the recreation kind of pavilion that they wanted to put in there and that process.
You wanna move over one, just trust me.
So anyway, thanks for coming, Jeff.
I just have to hold my coat.
There you go. I just emailed you all
There we go.
this document that he has. So if you did wanna look at it, if you have your phone,
Yeah,
you'll have it, but we'll just kind of, I guess, talk through the process of that and.
yeah, we're not a big city recreation program, so we don't have the resources that you guys probably do. But yeah,
Competition.
so, but yeah, if you didn't hear, our vote did not pass. The town rejected going ahead with constructing the facility. So, so we have a plan, but we don't have a facility.
It was a pretty significant facility, what you were hoping for, wasn't it?
I mean, in the end, it was a concrete pad with a roof over it.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like we're building a very auditorium.
Yeah.
You live in
The,
the field.
right.
Building the original,
Yeah,
it was a concrete pad with a roof over it.
yeah,
Open walls, building the same thing.
yeah, so same idea. And, yeah, yeah, well, I really guess, what would you like to know? I don't wanna take up your time with doing a sales pitch for something.
I guess there's a couple of different things. I mean, if you don't mind me asking, do you have a budget for what was gonna cost?
So ultimately, I'll give you the rundown. The total package was gonna come in at about $1.6 million. Which is a terrifying number to anybody who compares it to their house or something, but it's a, public facility. So, out of that, we had found some federal money um, for, for municipal solar production. So we had hoped that we could pull in some of that federal money to pay for, to offset some of that. So it was about $475,000 of federal money. And then with the solar stuff in place, generate solar power and sell that off to, to the grid.
Yeah.
And so what we figured out was that after doing the federal grant and solar power generation, we would, I don't remember what the number was, but we figured out it'd be about $50,000 a year of a cost to the town. And that was after, that was based on minimums from our projections from solar. So we initially asked the town if we could pull that from the general fund. The town said no. So after we implemented our local options tax, we got real numbers on how much money we were pulling in for local options, and we figured, well, let's ask if we can dip into the local options tax and pay for it, pay that with that. And the town rejected that, so did not want to use the local options tax to pay the $50,000 a year. So we ended up not going forward with the project, and but we do have, we got a plan on the books if we ever have the opportunity again. The December 31st, the federal funds will go away, and that'll no longer be an option for us. So
What were you hoping to do in this facility? Was it a turf field or a ice rink or tennis or volleyball or all the above? Or?
Yeah, so summer, warm seasons, basketball and pickleball. Tennis, if we could fit it, but we didn't think it would fit under the canopy. Like somebody could play tennis if they're shooting line drives, but I don't know if that's really how you want to play tennis. And then basketball, at least one hoop of basketball, and then be able to flood it in the wintertime, remove the nets and flood it in the wintertime for a rink.
Was it gonna have ice making? Or was it natural?
Natural ice, which we've had the rink there for decades. And the problem with our rink, one is that I think
think you guys donated the boards to us
Yes.
15 years ago. Those boards were, you guys were done with the boards 15 years ago, and we got another 15 years of life outside out of them, but they're shot. There's screws and things and stuff coming out of them, and we just can't use them anymore. So one problem was that, and then the other problem is that it's not a wet area, but it's not a dry area. And so flooding that meant that we were dependent on snow to be able to create a base under the rink to get a solid enough structure. And then we just had to use massive amounts of water to get it to freeze, and then maintaining it, because poles would just melt from underneath. And we'd have to get out there and maintain it was brutal. Not to mention when the snow falls on it, getting the snow cleared was something else. So the rink facility would have been that concrete pad and
Was this was this just for like people come and use it at their will, or were you like running programs through this for the kids, or what was your?
Mainly hoping for at will, because the rink has always been an at will kind of use. We didn't really want to change it up from what it was. We figured with the pickleball stuff, we might have to do some more management, because how to say this, people who play pickleball think they own the whole thing. So that was, we didn't want to have conflicts with the pickleballers and like kids coming to play basketball. So so we did want to support people playing pickleball, but we also didn't want to give them free rein to do whatever they wanted. We've got an app that says it's on my app. I'm like, explain that to a 13-year-old who's going to shoot baskets, go hose yourself. So
Use the app.
We schedule the time here.
Right, nobody else cares. It only matters to you.
The audit doesn't schedule through that app, so your reservation doesn't count.
So that's what we wanted. We wanted to make sure we weren't getting some kind of conflict like that. And I've used the pickleball app, but I also understand that it doesn't matter to anybody else who isn't looking at this thing. So, and then, I didn't need people my age having arguments with a 13-year-old. So we're doing, that was our biggest foreseeable sticking point that we could see. But other than that, we're just hoping to maintain the kind of same idea that we have now.
So you're the rec coordinator? Is that what you?
No, we have a now almost 3-person recreation committee for the town of Berlin. So Tim Shea is the chairman of the committee, and Sharon Bailey and I are members of the committee. So, but we have no title.
Do you guys do? And we're just interested because we had a rec department, we lost it. We have a lady in there doing it kind of now. Is this, do you do events, or do you just kind of try to make facilities like this that people can come and use, or do you have, events for the kids, or how do you kind of?
So, our recreation committee is more of a steering organization. What we're doing is work with facilities. We work with the elementary school because that's our only real public park in Berlin. And that's not really a public park, it's the elementary school. So work with the elementary school to maintain facilities for baseball and soccer, for youth sports, and basketball in the winter time. And then we work with we work with the Conservation Commission to keep trails going and be able to use. We do actually have we have a bunch of conservation area in Berlin, but not a park.
Yep.
So, so we work with that, and we just look for opportunities for recreation around the community. So we're mainly steering. We have a subcommittee that is more people, more volunteers, who are the youth sports folks who take care of, who really do the hands-on with getting coaches. They resource the coaches, the equipment, the materials that all the youth sports kind of stuff needs, and they get them maintained. So what we do as a committee for them is we resource that committee so they can resource, or the subcommittee so they can resource the activities for youth sports. We would love to do more, but again, we run into personnel and finance, and budget. So
Two pretty big limits for no matter what you do.
yeah, and yeah, to ask anybody in Berlin to spend a penny on anything, and you get shot in the face. So it's yeah.
Would they be maybe more interested in sort of a public-private split where you do some fundraising with some people in the community and then you only go to the taxpayers for
Yeah,
that?
and we've been we're building towards that. We have gotten some public funding that we can use to plant the seed for that kind of stuff. We're building a new shed for equipment storage and concession sales over at the elementary school. Once we get the system set up for concession sales with our sports programs, then we're hoping to be able to, reel in some more larger donation, private kind of stuff. And we have a bunch of businesses coming into the community, into Berlin now, that are more local, and some that are not at all local, that are giant, multinational corporations that are coming in. So we're figuring out how we can reach out to the big multinational corporations, and we are going and knocking on the doors of the local folks. So yeah, we're working on it.
A lot of work to put together.
Yeah, especially for all of our committee. So, I mean, yeah, looking around here like, oh, you guys are people.
Well, the rec department is important. As I said, we had a lady here going in and that stopped, and we didn't have a rec department or anyone coordinating it. Now we have Michelle's in there in that position now.
Yeah.
And she spends a lot of her time more with getting events organized and things like that, things for the little kids. So getting them brought in here to whatever, play basketball, have an Easter egg hunt, that kind of activity.
Yeah, all that cool stuff.
Yeah, it's difficult though.
Yeah. We work with the National Guard for the Easter egg hunt in the springtime, but they do one over at the at their armory, and that's a it's a little thing, but it's something to take care of those kind of things. Anyway,
Excellent.
Yeah.
Anyone have any questions for Jeff to discuss?
Well, I mean, we're a facilities committee. We're a facilities committee for the city.
Oh, yeah, okay.
We're not the recreation department at this point in time or whatever. So I think one of our interests is there any opportunities for us as a facilities? We've got the auditorium and the BOR indoor facilities is what I'm thinking more, right? You've got baseball fields, we got baseball fields or soccer fields or whatever, but it's the indoor facilities that, and especially for winter time or whatever that we have. I'm just wondering if there's any way that we can coordinate with you or your committee or your town or whatever to want to organize if it's a basketball group or pickleball, that somehow we can use these facilities to assist you with that.
Okay.
Is what I'm thinking. I don't know about, the rest of the committee, but I mean, we do have time available at times and these facilities to have a discussion about hockey in the, or ice skating, I should say ice skating, not hockey
Yeah.
in the BOR, which is pretty full from whatever, 3 o'clock to 8 o'clock or whatever it is, or
And
3 to 10 or something like that. But, you know, before 3 or potentially after 10 or something, there might be something, you know, that type of thing. In my opinion, the auditorium over here, you know, has time available during the day,
That's booked 5 to 8,
5 to 8.
and then some nights till 9.
Yeah,
9 or so
okay.
with the coyotes in there.
So, I mean,
Yeah.
Those calendars are available online. I
Yeah.
can send you the link so you can look at those.
Sure.
It may be helpful for you to talk to Michelle, our rec coordinator. Just, you know, just kind of talk through some ideas of what you guys have going on. You guys could partner together.
Yeah.
On a few things. I could introduce you to her.
Yeah, we certainly could. Facilities are always the challenge, especially, I mean, we've got the elementary school gym for our indoor facilities for the whole town. So, that's where we are. If we can piggyback and direct people to other things around, then yeah, we're gonna do that. It would be great if we could have some sort of self-sufficiency, but the town is not interested in that. So, we're where we are.
we got the same money problem here,
Yeah.
maintaining the facilities that we got, I mean, it's.
Yeah.
we applaud the efforts to try to get that going because it'd be a nice facility.
Yeah.
It's always a tough sell for stuff like that.
Yeah.
And our interest is always getting the maintenance of these facilities done and then getting the most usage that we can.
Yeah.
Which is where Michelle comes in, does a great job trying to fill it and get activities. And I never really quite understood, I'm not from this area, and I never quite understood why they're very city, Berlin and very town, and everyone's got their own little thing. It's like, it's kids, it's one area. You know, let's work together a little bit on this. So
Right.
we're interested in getting things going for
Yeah.
the kids and the people in the community. So, and Michelle is a good resource. She's energetic, she's new, but she has some great ideas on activities. So, excellent. Anyone else have any questions for Jeff? Or, Jeff, anything else you wanted
The
to?
only thing I just wanted to say,
Yeah.
you know, like the story that you tell or the ideas that you tell, I think, I'm sure you know that it's so important to make that connection between something that seems like only recreation to something like lifelong health and staying out of trouble, staying out of the Department of Corrections.
Yeah, that.
I mean, all of this stuff.
Yeah.
It's like if you build sort of a paragraph narrative that talks about all of the community benefits of recreation programs to all ages.
Oh, yeah.
Keeping elderly
Tracking.
people out
Yeah.
of the hospital, you know, I mean, it's so bothersome that people kind of just think, oh, it's only recreation.
They don't care.
I-
If it's got a dollar sign attached to it, we sold all of that. We sold all the getting out, getting.
I know.
Yep.
I know.
And all the, public recreation, community health,
You've got the
Sure.
hospital right there. It
Yeah.
should be part of
right,
your
yeah,
advocacy team.
yeah, so,
It comes down to what
Yeah.
money you want from me.
yeah, and the
Right.
hospital, yeah,
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 okay.
so,
I hear you.
yeah, we did all that pitching,
I'm sorry, and I just, it's so
Yeah.
aggravating.
yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
Sorry it didn't work out. Appreciate your efforts.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Great thing, but
well, if you're interested at all, our project that we're continuing to work on, projects that we're continuing to work on are a network of paths around the community so that people don't have to be in a car to get around,
Uh-huh.
and to separate car ways from pedestrian and bike ways. One of the ones that we're working on is from Highland Avenue, which is basically the border of Barre City, and all through neighborhoods and the woods a little bit to link up with the Cross Vermont Bike Trail. And another one around the Newtown Center that we have a significant amount of support from the state of Vermont because they bought a large chunk of our town center and are using it for an purpose that was not intended with the town center. So, yeah, thanks, state of Vermont, but they are supporting us to get to at least have some pathways around it that,
Good project.
yeah.
Moving. Excellent. Excellent.
and, if we could link up and cross those with the other communities, that would be more valuable to us.
And that'd be
too.
neat.
Anyway,
Look forward to talking about that more, and then Jeff, appreciate you coming in.
Thank you.
yeah,
Very much. As far as that, I think, anyone have anything else to put on the table? No, okay, we get a motion to adjourn.
yeah,
Excellent. Jeff, thanks for coming in.
yeah, thanks for that.
Matt, I emailed Megan's contact.
I saw that, thank